The club colours of 90,000 fans beautified the calabash of Soccer City on a sun-kissed Saturday afternoon. These are the three players for me that lit up that Soweto derby. Coming in at number 3 this week is Rele Mofokeng. Captain Ama 2000 is like that head boy in school. You know that one that everyone loves, always does his homework, scores 90% in every test, and looks the most likely to succeed in life? Haha, surely there are scouts overseas looking at this African diamond who schooled Amakosi on how to take your chances at the most critical times in a match. This guy is hot property. He has scored 12 goals already in all competitions, and vital ones too. Mofokeng started in a more central role over the weekend, but was more effective when he moved out to the left side of attack in the second half. This gave Amakosi right back Dylan Solomons an incurable headache because of Mofokeng's trickery both on and off the ball. He then went on to score the winning goal. FC Barcelona, come get this man. At number 2 this week is the 27-year-old from the DRC, Claudie Lilepo. When the former AS Vita hitman was signed on the 27th of January 2025 for reported 9.5 million rands, many wondered, will he be able to handle the pressure of wearing the gold and black jersey? Will he fit into the coach's tactics? But the big number 99 quietened any doubt in him after just 2 minutes when he received a pass from Solomons and tucked it into the bottom left corner. Boom! A goal made in football heaven and delivered here on planet Earth. That was his 5th goal of the season for the Glamour Boys. At number 1 this week is Evidence Mahopa. The right-footed centre-forward was named man of the match in the Soweto derby after causing all types of problems for the Kaizer Chiefs backline the whole afternoon. A goal was the reward for his exploits. For some reason, Makopa tends to rise to the occasion against Chiefs, using his movement off the ball to unsettle defenders. He scored the opening goal of the derby and crowned the moment off with a goal celebration worthy of the PSL's Hall of Fame. Those are my diamonds this week. I'm sorry, man. I think about Evidence Makopa and how he sent Dove to the shops to buy some bread and milk and come back with some change. He just looped the ball over his head in the 36th minute of that game. He missed the chance, but I feel sorry for Dove. Maybe he should consider another profession after that.
Clutch control was not working there with Dove, you know. He needs to get his clutches fixed, you know. I think evidence actually proved that he is indeed an evident player in the field of play. And what a game, man, they had. Amazing to see what Pirates came back into this match after going down. And I think the guys you have there on your diamonds are quite interesting. I love the fact that you've got a young Relebole Mofokeng, President Yama 2000. The boy is just something else. I think Baka needs to do something there.
Yes, I mean, that is what is going to be so exciting about the Nedbank Cup Final we're about to see this afternoon. The fact that there are so many young players under 20s that are going to be representing Orlando Pirates. Also, on the Kaizer Chiefs side, they have a player like Shabalala, who's a special player, and also the likes of Nkota.
You know, I'm not sure if you can put Shabalala on that list, but quietly right. So if you've got a Duba in there, yeah, this is a game of young stars. You know, we've seen a different tide in terms of the derby that's happening here in South Africa. So with that in mind, with your diamonds, we have to look at the 2 tournaments that are happening. Okay. And for me, there's players that I've noticed in these 2 teams, into these two tournaments that are playing. For one, you look at the under-20 AFCON that's happening right now. Amazing players that we are seeing there. One, you look at a boy like Jody Asher, who scores a beautiful goal in the 13th minute against Sierra Leone. What an amazing goal to see, you know. Also on the Sierra Leone team, there's a boy called Kiba Alpha there, you know, Alpha Kiba. Plays for Man United, development team. Proper solid player. He's got his head on his shoulders. I think with time, it tells you that I think the African continent is bringing up stars, and it's great to see.
Oh, wow, the under 20 AFCON happening in Egypt is something special, and we're going to be giving you the last four standing in that tournament next week, as well as the two finalists from that tournament. Sierra Leone has been impressing me. South Africa has been impressing me, and there's so much to talk about on next week's show. But every African tournament doesn't go without controversy, and you know there've been allegations and whispers about age cheating in this tournament. You know that MRI scan will pick up if you are not exactly a teenager, but I hear that after 19 they really can't pick it up. So you and I still have hope to play in that tournament.
I've got question marks with that, you know. Me and you will never play that.
Forget we look
it.
20.
Forget it, you will never play that.
19.
Nah, forget it. You will never play in that tournament. But for me, it worries me, Ade, when here in the African continent, we're still a little bit behind, to be honest, in terms of that, you know. You look at the tournaments that are happening abroad, and this is where we want to find our players playing. And you want to send the right type of players there in terms of age. You don't want to send out players that are not within the age bracket that's needed. And to have coaches coming out and complaining about age factors, it shouldn't be part of the game. It shouldn't be something that we're complaining about. Even in development football, there's so many issues when it comes to age issues. And I think CAF needs to do something about it. You know, even associations of the respective unions need to come out and say, you know what, let's fix this issue.
SC, let's turn our attention to the CHAN tournament, because there's also the controversy of clubs not releasing their players for this tournament. Even some going as far as pulling their players off the plane.
It's insane, you look at that, you know. But on the other hand, if you're a chairman, Ade, and I'm playing for you and you know I'm the quality that you need, or I'm probably a deputy in terms of the first team players that are there, I deputize for those players. You obviously going to call me back looking at the schedule that you have. You look at the teams, especially the teams we're going to talk about. You'll talk about a Pirates team that is chasing the league and the Nedbank Cup. You know, you look at that and it sends out a message to say, chances are they didn't just pull out their players by fluke. You look at a Mamelodi Sundowns, it sends out a message to say, what is the association doing about this tournament? What is the significance of this tournament versus clubs? Is the message being sent correctly to say these are the kind of players that need to play there? For me, I think let's bring in players that are not playing, that are within the respective teams in the leagues, you know, to say, bring in your NFD players, you know, players that are playing in the multiple leagues, bring them into these tournaments so that they can get the experience for the national team. There should be a trajectory for the teams or for the players to go into the other age gaps in terms of your under 23s, your under 20s, and the senior team. Use those kind of players and players that are not playing within their leagues.
At this level, every single tournament in Africa is important, including the African Schools Tournament and so much more. We still have so much to discuss on the show. Stay tuned.